Hello, thanks for joining us on the 6:15 primetime newscast in the English language on Canal International. Thanks for joining us. My name is Gladys Ambudziban. Stay tuned for our major stories. Cameroon's banana exportation drops by 21.3%
in September 2022. Cameroon exported 16,109 tons of bananas.
A general decline in performance that seems unusual, especially with the recent rise in exportation rates and recent predictions from the Cameroon Banana Association that gave hopes of continuous increase in banana exportation rates. As intercommunal conflicts grow by the day in Cameroon and subject the population to poverty and misery, local authorities, council authorities have begun building their capacities on how to resolve conflicts and promote living together. They are meeting in Cameroon's economic city, Douala. And 57 poems embedded in a book that has been launched in Cameroon's economic city. The author attempts solutions to the ongoing Anglophone crisis in Cameroon. The book titled, I Am an Anglophone. You have the details right ahead.
Canal International.
Hello, thanks for joining us once again. This time around, let's talk about lack of coins in circulation in Cameroon. It is badly affecting traders as well. As traders complain the lack of coins has drastically reduced their daily sales revenue, while the population lament they are obliged to buy beyond their planned income just to have what they want. This has given birth to the sales of coin, a phenomenon which a reporter in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, found or sought to know more about. Beatrice Gamo tells us more.
Possession of these metallic CFA franc coins, as you see in his hands, is not easy around like here in the capital city, Yaoundé. Stopping a car proposing, say, 150 out of 500 francs note takes longer even for a short distance. The answer is simple: no coins. Taxi, like motorbike, same. Drivers prefer comfortable situation, like passengers with either their coins for short distance of 100 and 500 francs for long distance. Situation not different with business persons and traders in the market.
It's not really easy for us to have cash to give change back to the customer.
Traders either sell at giveaway prices or lose customers for lack of change. Business does not flourish as before. Customers, on the other hand, buy things not on their market list. Shortage. Traders are having a new exchange strategy, buying and selling of coins.
We buy cash 1,000 for 850, 1,000 for 900, 1,000 for 950. It depends the person you meet.
She is into the business, sells 5,000 francs coin for 5,500 and 10,000 coins for 11,000.
Si tu veux 5,000, tu donnes 5,500.
Her source, wheelbarrow, sellers of sachet waters, and all in the 100 francs sales business.
To save our customers too, because it's not really easy for us to sell without cash.
Situation not different in supermarkets, pharmacy, and many. The general cry is to see these monies abundantly available in circulation.
And real women have been told to embrace opportunities that can boost their resilience in nation building, especially through their vital role to supply food. The call was made today in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, by the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Marie-Thérèse Abena Ondua, while launching activities to mark Royal Women's Day that comes up on October 15. The details with Hyson Shia.
Women living in rural areas toil day and night to feed the growing populations in towns and cities and contribute immensely to the stabilization in the countryside. Launching the nationwide activities this October 6th in Yaoundé, in prelude of the Rural Women's Day, the Minister of Women Empowerment and the Family reiterates the need to strengthen the resilience of the rural queens.
We continue to undermine the food supply chain and the availability of local products on the markets.
The day to be commemorated on October 15 in Cameroon under the theme, Let's Enhance Local Production with Women Living in Rural Areas for Our Food Security, is a wake-up call for the women to grab available opportunities and better their activities as they contribute in nation building.
I therefore urge you to take the opportunity to participate in the various capacity building sessions organized on the occasion of this edition.
These are the time when emphasis are laid on home production for possible transformation.
Cameroon banana exportation rate for the month of September 2022 has noticed a drop of 21.3% year-on-year, and the statistics from the Cameroon Banana Association indicates that the decline in performance is a result of drop in exportation by the three main players in the sector, and this has come to dash hopes of continuous rise in exportation rates after it noticed a rise within the first 8 months of the year 2022. The details in this report.
In September 2022, Cameroon exported 16,109 tons of bananas as compared to 20,471 tons same period last year, noticing a drop of 21.3% year-on-year. According to the Cameroon Banana Association, this downward trend is the result of general decline in performance by the three main banana exporters. The market leader, Plantation du Haut-Penja (PHP), exported 13,791 tons of banana fruit in September 2022, as against 17,597 tons in September 2021, a drop of 21.6%. The CDC exported 1,246 tons as against 1,580 tons same period last year, noticing a 21.1% drop. And the smallest player in the sector, Beau Plantation, exported 1,072 tons of bananas as compared to 1,294 tons a year ago, a drop in performance of 17.15%.
And we have local council authorities that are meeting in Cameroon's economic city, Douala, to build their capacity on conflict resolution and living together. The capacity building workshop comes at a time when intercommunal conflict is growing by the day, while the local population suffer in poverty or are subjected to poverty and misery. The details with Morendi.
Local level clashes between groups or communities will justify their reciprocal hostility through their ethnic, religious or regional belonging, are regularly reported and sometimes take on worrying proportions. Their roots are often land disputes, political or religious disturbance, or unimportant events. This is typical of the Douala 4 municipality in the littoral, where today harbors a good number of internally displaced persons from the restive northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon.
There are many problems. There are many explanations. The first explanations can be poverty.
In this hall, administrative, religious, traditional, and other stakeholders are building capacity on how to preempt inter-community conflicts, seek solutions, and promote living together.
This can be built when local councils work to ameliorate the condition of life of the populations. Peace can be built when Christians, Muslims can interact with tolerance. Peace can be built when all the communities can interact with tolerance.
The overall objective is to call the attention of councils on priority projects geared towards upgrading living standards of the population.
And in health, 17 million people the world over suffer from cerebral palsy disorder. And the World Health Organization indicates that these children with the disorder often have weak hands, epilepsy, and intellectual disability. And as the world commemorates World Palsy Disorder Day today, that is October 6th every year, our reporter Sherifa Salim met with inclusive need educators who take care of these children who suffer from palsy disorder and put together this report.
These children were born with cerebral palsy disorder. Unlike other children, they need special care to go on with their daily activities. Children with cerebral palsy disorder often have weak hands, epilepsy, intellectual disability, and are unstable.
Every child has the right to education, no matter their state of health. It will permit them to easily access their daily activities.
According to the World Health Organization, 17 million people are affected by cerebral disorder. Some are born premature and are compelled to live with this disorder forever.
Our challenge is that these children are different, so we must look for tips and medical techniques to provide a solution to each case. It's not applicable generally because every child has his or her own weakness.
And as the world commemorates World Palsy Day, observed every October 6th, it was an occasion to promote an inclusive society for people with cerebral palsy disorder.
Defense Minister Joseph Betty Asomo has saluted the efforts of defense forces and forces of law and order in the far north region of Cameroon in ensuring security in that part of the country. This was after he visited the 4th Joint Military Region in Marwa. He equally presented a condolence message from Head of State Paul Biya to the family of late former Deputy Prime Minister Amadou Ali. The details with Stephen Chin.
The minister delegate at the presidency in charge of defense has visited the 4th Joint Military Region in Marwa in the far north region. Minister Betty Asomo expressed satisfaction on the security situation in the far north. He visited the military hospital mortuary where construction is ongoing. It was also an opportunity for Minister Betty Asomo to extend the head of state's condolence message to the bereaved family of late former Deputy Prime Minister Amadou Ali, who died on September 27, 2022. A message presented by the senior divisional officer for Mayo Sava. A day crowned with a religious prayer in respect of Islamic principles.
And a book titled I Am an Anglophone has been launched in Cameroon economic city Douala. The 57 poems embedded in the book portrays the existentiality of humanity. The author, Barrister Divine Fuba, attempts solutions to the ongoing Anglophone crisis. Di Morin was part of that event and put together this report.
His poetic works have finally entered history while launching his collection of 57 poems embedded in this book titled I Am an Anglophone. The author, Barrister Divine Fuba, takes writers on a discovery of what existentiality represents to humanity.
The book celebrates a number of themes. There are love poems, about 22 of them. There are poems on politics and contemporary issues, both in Cameroon and outside Cameroon in Africa. There are poems on religion. And then there are poems on what I call contemporary issues, miscellaneous issues, where I celebrate love.
At the book launch in Douala, October 5, 2022, crowds of persons, amongst them lawyers, friends and others, keenly listen and ask questions linked to the book title, which the author explains.
I Am an Anglophone is a poem that is set against the background of the Anglophone crisis as we know it today. In a sense, tells the story about what has been happening in Anglophone Cameroon. It is a reaffirmation of my Anglophoneness.
His poetic work, he says, attempts solutions to the ongoing Anglophone crisis.
The message is that we should live together in peace and in harmony in one country. We should acknowledge the fact that there is indeed an Anglophone problem that has led to a crisis, but we should go beyond the crisis and see how we can find solutions.
The author and advocate and solicitor is inviting Cameroonians to savor the poems and have a change of mindset.
And we take you to Fumban in the non-division West region of Cameroon, where internally displaced teachers joined the rest of others to celebrate World Teachers' Day. That was yesterday, October 5, 2022. The challenges with living in another town due to the conflicts in the northwest and the southwest regions of Cameroon to these teachers are enormous. Stephanie Chin.
As a result of the security crisis in the Northwest region, this teacher moved to Fumban, where she has been teaching for over 4 years now. She joins her counterparts in celebrating World Teachers' Day. Just like other internally displaced teachers registered in this city, the lady says she's been facing a lot of difficulties since she moved.
They're having so many difficulties. When they're coming here, they don't have where to stay. They don't know how to feed themselves. Even dressing like that, they don't have. They don't have. So people are the ones fighting to give them certain things to start to begin with. That is why they easily absorb them in schools where they can be teaching to earn a living.
Escape from a crisis, and in the new area they must have difficulties to adapt. I believe that for the number of years that they are here, they have been adapting. They are coping now. And with all the seminars that we have been encouraging our head teachers to be giving them psychosocial support. My plea and my call is for the powers that be to actually encourage the teacher in all domains, pedagogically, administratively, and socially, where he finds himself, to make himself comfortable.
Some teachers were decorated for outstanding performances. An occasion celebrated under the theme, "The transformation of education begins with teachers."
And new processing modalities of files of graduates of teachers training colleges in Cameroon was the focus of a reflection that took place yesterday on World Teachers' Day in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. It was an initiative of the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms to clear off all the setbacks in the integration process while ensuring the mastery of the procedure, as it is amongst the grievances raised by the teachers during their strike action. Stephanie Chin has more on that story. Brother Beatrice Ngamu.
The undertaking, such as reduction of time frame for treatment of files, salaries, payment of arrears and advancements, documents composition, among others, slowly but gradually taking shape.
Now it will be a question of days, weeks or months, not a year. And it was good for us to put together our collaborators, the regional delegations of MINFOPRA, and those who are in charge of problems of studies in those écoles normales.
The exchange is all about clearing pitfalls and loopholes as they forge ahead.
We have also equipped our regional delegations so that the work should go on without any problem.
The chain goes further to cover collaboration with partner education ministries for fast and proper collaboration. The reflection on the situation of ENS and NSET graduates' integration procedure and new processing modalities of absorbing files by the Minister of Public Service and Administrative Reforms, Joseph Lay, was on the World Teachers' Day yesterday, October the 5th.
And that report takes us to the end of today's edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal the International. The French edition of the Primetime Newscast will be yours at this never second with Alain Gislain Kanga. Up next is Debrief of the L'Actualité with Lil Piejou. I will be yours again same time, God's willing. But then stay tuned to programs on Canal the International.